Hey pals, Peeps here. Thanks for dropping in. I just have a short stack of cards to share, cards I haven't shown before, as they relate to the sort of big moments and big seasons, big records, unbreakable records, those sorts of themes that I've been focusing on for the last several years. And I'll just show what I've shown recently. This I'll show it again quickly. The buyback, 1973 Topps buyback, depicting the world champion Oakland A's. This was card number 210 in the set. Topps would do these World Series moments, and this is showing the celebration here of the 1972 Oakland A's. And that is part of the pursuit to get representation of all three championship teams in some kind of special format, like to get the three-peat represented, as I think it still looms very large in the Bay Area, that three-peat dynasty with Reggie Jackson and many other greats, of course, on that team. So yeah, that's a special one for me that fits right in. And I thought I'd pair that with another one I showed recently, the 2015 Topps Gypsy Queen walk-off winners, Travis Ishikawa. This is that big moment in the National League Championship Series when Ishikawa walked it off to send the Giants to the World Series, which they would then take home. They would win, that is, take home the title, is what I was trying to say. Here's the back of this one. I think this is just a fantastic card. There are no parallels of this, to my knowledge. I think this is it, with this walk-off winners insert set. And I just think that's a beautiful looking card. Alright, next we have the Joe Carter this is the Golden Moments Gold. This was part of the 2001 Topps Gold set. They did these Golden Moments. It's a subset within the set, and being gold, the very first year of Topps Gold, of course, these are numbered to 2001. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. Anyway, of course, this depicts Joe Carter's World Series walk-off homer. And I showed this on an episode before, as I did manage to get an autographed copy of the 1993 Topps flagship Joe Carter to represent that one, that big moment. And I recently showed this 1984 Topps traded Willie Hernandez, a season for the ages. Willie Hernandez with the Cy Young, MVP, and World Series title. What a season for Willie. And I gotta tell you, I've got a thing for this card now. It's something about it. The actual image on the card is fantastic. I don't know. It's all coming together for me on this card as of late, and just really been enjoying this one. Alright, on to the stack. I'm gonna just grab the whole thing. There's a few graded cards in here, and these are not super recent pickups. All of these are kind of a mixed bag of cards that I picked up over the last I'd say 6 or 8 months, maybe a year on one of them. But let's start with this one. I think I've actually shown this before, but I saw another great copy on ComC and wouldn't be a COMC pickup without the COMC crumple. Anyhow, we've got another Golden Moments in gold. I'll take it out of the top loader. Of course, this is the Hank Aaron. You know, I think I saw this on COMC and just thought it was a nice looking copy in terms of centering. With these golds, it's very tough to determine the surface quality with those scans. But this was probably under $5, so I figured I'd take the chance. What a moment. And again, numbered to 2001. These 2001 Topps Golds are just getting tougher and tougher. Being the first year of serial numbered Topps Gold, I think it kind of, people are catching on. And yeah, I just thought that was a beauty. And another golden moment. I believe this was a Sport Lots envelope that showed up maybe only about a week ago. Saw this for a couple of bucks, like $2 on Sport Lots with like, I don't know if it was 50 cents shipping. Anyway, all in for under $3. And not a bad looking copy here. What a moment for Bill Mazeroski. There's another card that I'm after that focuses on Mazeroski's game winner. So we've got 3 2001 Topps Golds. Alright, next I'm really pumped about this one. The 1974 Topps A's Team card, and that is a Topps Heritage buyback stamp on there. Let's see if I ran across this and I thought this would be a good card to represent the 1974 Topps Oakland A's, the champion Oakland A's. So now I just need representation from 1975, and there is a card in 1975 that depicts the World Series winning moment, and I'm just looking for an interesting copy. Could be a buyback, could be an OPC. We'll see. But so I'm only one away from completing that little mini project for the early 70s A's dynasty. And here you go. I picked up another copy of the Willie Hernandez. I was talking about how much I love this card, and this one popped up for $5 plus maybe $1 shipping. And, you know, the dogs are barking because they love it too. They love this pickup right here. This card seemingly, you know, it doesn't usually go for $5. Let's put it that way. And the centering on this one, here, let's look at them. Maybe we can look at them together. I felt like this one, at least on screen, and this just showed up, by the way. But at least on screen it looked better, slightly better. And here are the two side by side. It's interesting, the color, you know, the little minuscule color shifts. You can see maybe, I don't know if you can even tell, but the orange on the right in the little portrait in the lower left corner, the orange background's a little brighter on this one. And the tigers on this one on the left is a little more purple, and it's a little more blue here. Just very subtle differences. But I thought the centering was just ever so slightly better on this one, and for $5, that interested me, so I grabbed it. So I'm doubled up on Willie. Alright, next I'm really excited about this pickup. This is a 1966 Topps Rub-Offs Frank Robinson. And of course, 1966 Frank Robinson is peak Frank Robinson as he wins the Triple Crown. The 1966 Topps Frank Robinson is a card that I have owned and actually sold in the last year. Not a big fan of the image on that one. I love the 1967, which recognizes the Triple Crown, but I wanted something from 66 that was different, and so I went after the 66 rub-offs. Now, these can be a bit tricky in terms of centering and surface quality. A lot of times they're yellowed around the outside. I mean, this one too, there's a little bit of sort of age showing on the outside at the bottom, but the centering's great. The image is nice and clean, and I'm really looking forward to getting that into a holder, more proper holder, I guess, to be able to put it into the collection. Of course, if you turn it around, of course, you get the image proper as it would have been rubbed off. But I kind of like the reverse text here, and I like to look at it this way. Anyway, I'm really stoked about this one. I had been looking for a copy of this that I liked for maybe a year and a half, something like that. Maybe just a year. But looked at a lot of copies of that and finally found one, so I'm pretty stoked. Alright, next up we're going to go to 1985 Topps Tiffany. And we're going to get picked up the Nolan Ryan Most Strikeouts Lifetime. And this is when Nolan Ryan broke the record. He and actually Steve Carlton were going back and forth for about a year, from like mid 83 to like sometime in 84. Maybe a year, a little over a year. They were kind of back and forth a few times. And Nolan Ryan set the record once again in 1984 and never looked back. And this card commemorates that. He would never look back after this, and would become this. I mean, the record in the end would become unbreakable. And that's why I really was interested in this card. And of course, I wanted to try to find a different copy, and this was a Tiffany, and it's a very nice condition Tiffany. Stoked about that one. I think people kind of shy away from these record breaker cards, but in certain cases, I think they're just perfect. All right, next we have the 1983 Cal Ripken, perhaps his best season, arguably his best ever season, in terms of performance and hardware. Cal Ripken was the 1983 American League MVP and, of course, World Series champion. And I wanted to get a different copy. I've got a copy of this in my 1983. I have a bindered 83 set because that just happened to be one of the first sets I collected. But in terms of my pursuit of big seasons, sort of penultimate seasons, 1983 for Cal Ripken is a huge one. And so I went after the OPG and really spent a lot of time trying to find a nicely centered copy, and this is really tough. I saw many 9s that were not centered as nicely as this copy, and I don't know, I just thought it was a nice sort of avenue to take in pursuit of the 83 Cal Ripken. There's the back. And so because it was an 8, it was had at a bargain, but it looked better than basically every 9 I saw. I looked for that one for a little while. That was on my watch list for a few months before I landed a copy. And last but not least, R.I.P. the great Ricky. 1982 Granny Goose potato chips. Ricky Henderson. Of course, 1982 was the season when Ricky Henderson broke the single season record, shattered it, and ended up with 130 stolen bases in 1982. Looked at a lot of copies of this Granny Goose card, and I love the color on this thing. I just love how it looks. And finally found a very nice 9. Here's the back being very plain, and here's the front, of course. This almost looks like a spring training shot. It might be. So huge season for Ricky, obviously, and you just can't go wrong with the Ricky. One of my favorites all time. We'll try not to block everybody. How are we going to do this? And there you have it. Sort of a handful of things I picked up over the last 6 months as they relate to big seasons, big moments. We got a unbreakable record in there with Nolan Ryan. And yeah, thanks for coming by, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.